Bitcoin falls back below $40,000 as it wraps up a wild week of trading. The price of Bitcoin fell back below $40,000 on Friday after Chinese authorities intensified calls to crack down on mining and trading of the cryptocurrency. Investors are reeling from regulatory warnings from the United States and China, as well as mixed messages from Elon Musk, whose company Tesla famously accepted Bitcoin and then decided not to accept Bitcoin. Martin Wismar, what happened to the price of Bitcoin? I thought it was going up forever.
Well, I'm not too worried myself. We're seeing a big dip, but if we look at the history, well, history is no historic performance, no guarantee for the future. But if we look at the history of dips in Bitcoin, we saw several dips in the 2017 bull run as well. So I suspect once Elon Musk stops tweeting or they take his phone away and the Chinese FUD is over, then we can continue to rise. Maybe it's not that bad because we've seen a huge rally going on earlier this year. So I'm not too worried. Just when in doubt, zoom out. That's what I would say.
Josh Shigala.
Yeah, I've got raid Bitcoin in my title here. Trade Bitcoin, trade gold and Bitcoin. Look, there's a proverb in China that says the land is big and the emperor is far away, and that basically means do what the hell you want. No one cares in China whether they ban Bitcoin. The Bitcoin doesn't care. Anyone that's techie enough to use Bitcoin will continue using Bitcoin. Yeah, the exchanges in China will have a hard time. But the other thing is that the interesting part of China FUD is that when China bans Bitcoin, and what not really many people talk about, and I think they should, is what happens? How do the miners pay for the electricity that they're making without being able to sell the Bitcoin? And so this is always interesting. So generally, what I've seen is some miners tend to migrate out of China and head towards more friendlier shore. So this, I think, is probably a positive part of the network, is that if you get a country that is adversarial, then you might just move. And you've got all the hardware. It is about sticking on a container. And the good thing nowadays is we've reached this sort of pinnacle where chip or ASIC technology doesn't move as fast as it used to. So you actually have a few months to pack up the whole warehouse and go across to, I don't know, India or somewhere else, hopefully a cooler climate. But yeah, it's I find that part of it interesting.
What I think's amazing is that maybe it's not about the news and it's not about Elon Musk and it's not about all of these things, but it's just about the price of Bitcoin and that the price went up too much. And we all watched it and it went up and up and up. And we said, where's it going to stop? When's it going to stop? And then now it stopped. And now everyone's saying the opposite. It's going down forever. It's going down forever. When's it going to stop? So I think it's just another one of those up and down things that we go through in Bitcoin. And everyone says, it's the news. It's this one event. It's this one person. It's this one country. And really, it's just, it went up too much. And now it's going to go down for a little bit. But don't worry. We've got you covered here with all the knowledge and information that you need. We have the Bitcoin Predictor Ball, the only one of its kind, the only one in existence. And it will tell you, will the price of Bitcoin be higher this time next week? We're going to the ball first before the commentators. This puts a lot of pressure on you guys. Here we go. Higher this time next week. My sources say no. My sources say no. The ball is bearish. Martin Wismar, do you agree with the ball?
No, I'm forever bullish on Bitcoin. It's a short time, time frame. The ball predicts 1 week in advance, and it can't see any further in the future. And we know there's still only 21 million Bitcoins. If people look at their stack, they still have the same amount of Bitcoins. If they look at their stack compared to the number of institutional investors, they see that they will have climbed up the ladder and that there are fewer people with a stack like them because the institutional investors have kept buying, according to bitcointreasuries.org. So I'm not too worried. I think the bull just has a bad day. So, but maybe Josh won't agree with me, but I'm curious what he'll say.
Josh Shigala, does the bear continue? Do you dare to side against the bull?
Look, markets, they take a while to turn around. They're kind of like the Titanic. Of course, that's to go up. To go down is very quick, and this is the old analogy of taking the stairs up and the elevator down. When people are scared, they've made a lot of money, and usually what they do is they wait for a crash. It crashes. They sell at the very bottom. It starts to go up a bit, and then people get scared, like, oh, it's gone up, I'm going to take profits here, and then it'll head back down. We're definitely in a bearish cycle, and it does take a while to move back. And the thing is, as you said, Thomas, these markets went up and up and up for months since, December, January, they started going up even a bit earlier, I think. But what tends to happen is after a large upswing, you need to consolidate the price. You need to consolidate movement, and that usually happens by going sideways for a while, or which means by time. So you consolidate by time, or you consolidate by price, which means coming back down, giving the bears or the opposite side a chance to live their dream, which is, the bears are like, yeah, go down. And you've got to remember, nowadays it's very easy to make money on the price going down. So there's a lot of incentive for people that are betting on the price going down to actually make money on that as well. It's just a little riskier because usually there's some leverage involved. You don't have to leverage it, but usually there is. And so, I think we're definitely in a price consolidation here, which means going down in price, correcting itself. But then after an overcorrection, what will happen is the bulls will have to have their chance again to play their dreams out, and the market will turn around again. I mean, I know this is very fence city. I'm just sitting here telling you both sides like a typical TA freak. But generally, this is what's happening, is that we went way too high. I mean, when Dogecoin hits 70 cents, something is wrong. Something is wrong. When the Shoeshine boys are ringing you up telling you which coin to buy, something's wrong. And so it's really about waiting a little bit. It'll consolidate down, and the bulls will hit back. I think in about a month or two, it'll start turning around, because I don't believe this bull market is finished. This is a very unusual dump, because usually what happens with a Bitcoin crash is that you will see constant up and up and up and up and up and up. And every week it's this crazy and euphoria and like, whoa, this is a new normal. And then boom, crash. What happened with Bitcoin is went up and up and up and up, and then it went sideways for ages. So this came sort of out of the blue, even for me. And I've, the panel here has seen a few of these markets boom bust cycles, but this one is a little bit different. So I don't believe it's the end of the bull market. I think it's a correction in price instead of time. We had a little bit of a time correction. We're now having a price correction, and it'll turn around pretty soon. So I would definitely be using these moments to buy in if you have got some powder in the chamber. If you've managed to take some profits and wait for it to dip, or you're earning money and you're averaging in, this is definitely a time to continue that. And this is what we're seeing on Vaultoro as well. A lot of people are selling their gold back for Bitcoin at these prices. So that's my take on it. I think we'll be lower is the short answer.